Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Creek Don't Rise. I am here to bring you several new delicious meal ideas for you, things that we've had around here that we really enjoyed. They are easy and they're quick and so delicious. I think you might get some inspiration from this video, and that is my hope. I'm always glad when y'all come back. If you haven't hit the red subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit that button and hit the bell notification, and every time I'm in this kitchen, you can be in this kitchen with me. All right guys, we're gonna get started into this look at what's for dinner. Hint number 1 and 2, hint number 3, hint number 4 and 5. Ready, set, go. What do you think we're having for dinner tonight? You're right, we are having chicken bacon ranch pasta. This meal was over the top delicious and so easy. You definitely want to add this one to your meal plan. So my bacon has already been fried up and laid out on a paper towel lined plate to drain, and in those bacon drippings I have one boneless skinless chicken breast that I diced up into the size pieces that we wanted, and I fried those up in the pan. Once those were pretty much finished, I went in with my packet of Hidden Valley Ranch dry seasoning, and I used about 2/3, I'd say, of the packet there. And you can see here, just about all of the drippings are out of the pan. There's not a whole lot left. And so I put that seasoning on. I'm just going to let that sit there for a few minutes to kind of soak in. The seasoning starts adhering to the chicken, and I put some black pepper on there. And like I said, I'm going to let that sit for a minute or two before I turn it and get all the rest of it incorporated as I stir it around here in the pan. You can see almost all the liquid is out. If you just made this and ate this chicken plain, oh my word, it was so flavorful. You could do 100 things with just this chicken because of the major flavor that was going on with it. So good, even just at this step right here. All right, now that the chicken and bacon is all done, I'm setting that to the side, and I'm gonna start on the pasta portion. So I'm using rotini noodles. I used half a box, and I just boiled those up per package directions. And before I did, the pasta water had boiled up into such an interesting shape here on the top. I thought that was kind of strange. But anyway, I got these drained off, and the inspiration for today's dish, years ago my sister-in-law used to make a chicken bacon ranch pasta in the crock pot. Well, I just decided today I want to make a chicken bacon ranch pasta, but I'm going to do a stovetop version. And so I just came up with this myself. I'll have exactly what I did down below. This was just for 2 of us, so you would probably need to make a little more if you had more than 2 people you were feeding. So there's the Alfredo sauce. It's the Good and Gather brand from Target. I was in there a while back and they had all their sauces on sale, and I thought this would be a good time to try that Alfredo sauce. I'm not a big fan of jarred Alfredo sauce in general, but I left a little bit of pasta water down here in the pasta. I may have not left as much if I were going to do it again. Like I said, I wasn't planning on changing anything, but I don't know that I would have had to have left any of that pasta water, but it definitely did not hurt. I added Parmesan cheese at the end, which I was planning to add anyway, and it just simmered together and thickened up so nicely. So here the chicken and the bacon are going to go in. I'm going to use my kitchen scissors to get the bacon all chopped up. Now about this Alfredo sauce, it was good. We really liked it. I would buy it again. But another thing you can do if you don't love the jarred Alfredo sauce that you have, you can add some things to perk it up a little bit. So I'm adding in here some Italian seasoning, some dried Italian seasoning, and then I am adding in Parmesan cheese. So I'd say I probably added in a little less than half a cup of the Parmesan cheese, but a half a cup would probably be a good amount. And then the pasta water also adds some flavor to any type of jarred sauce. So everything is in here, and I am going to work on getting our salad on our plate, and I'm going to let this just be on low heat to thicken up here. Earlier in the day, I had made a Caesar salad, so I just chopped up some romaine, put the Caesar dressing in with it, some onion, and kind of tossed it around. And then when I put it on our plate, I put some egg and some shredded cheese and some pepper, and it was so delicious. I cannot rave enough about this pasta. James absolutely loved it. We had just a little bit left over, enough for lunch the next day. I will make this again, and honestly, I could already make it, and it's only just been a few days. It was so, so good. I know my whole family would have devoured it if they were here. Definitely have to make this on a family night. I just made us each a piece of garlic bread with a leftover hamburger bun. Again, I cannot say enough about how delicious this whole meal was. All right, for tonight's meal, comment down below if you remember Chi-Chi's, the restaurant. We used to love going there, and my husband's favorite meal ever from there was the twice grilled barbecue burrito. He never got anything else. So tonight, I switched up in the middle of the day from planning on making steak fajitas to recreating his favorite meal from Chi-Chi's. I'm telling you guys, this is such a throwback. I haven't thought of this meal in so many years, but it came together so delicious. So here in my plate here, I have, these were actually 2 T-bone steaks. Like I said, I was planning on just cutting them up and making fajitas, and I decided to go for this, so it worked out just the same. I am going to begin the seasoning process here with this steak. So I went in with a Pit Boss steak type seasoning. I am also going in here with some chili powder and some onion powder. I will have the recipe below that I took inspiration from. I didn't season mine exactly like they had suggested. It was a copycat burrito, twice grilled burrito, Chi-Chi's recipe. But I just, picked and chose the things that I wanted to use from those seasonings. Soy sauce was on the list as well, so I definitely got that on there. I left out the cayenne, maybe a couple other things that they had listed. I'm going to go in here with lime juice. That was also on their recommended ways to marinate the steak. I did not have time to marinate this though, so I basically put all of this on the plate, tossed it around, and I just let it sit on the counter for probably about 45 minutes to an hour before I cooked it up. So again, if you planned ahead, you could marinate this with all of these delicious seasonings in your refrigerator overnight, and that would probably be added flavor, but I'm telling you, this did not skip out on flavor whatsoever. All right, now that the steak is all done and it's going to marinate, we're going to start working on the peppers and the onions. And I decided to add about half of a fresh jalapeno in there. We're going to fry those up. This twice grilled burrito has peppers and onions inside and served on the outside. All right, look at the steak, looking delicious. You don't want to overcook these at all, of course. I say 5 minutes, 6 minutes tops, and the steak was done. And I just laid out my burrito tortilla shells there, rather, and started filling the inside. So you want to have your peppers and onion mixture. You saw I squeezed some lime over that and put some garlic, salt, and pepper on there. You want to put your steak and your shredded cheese. Now, depending on the size of your shell, sometimes it's hard to not overfill them, but depending on the size of your shells, how much you can get in there. And so, boy, I just barely eked out enough space to get those rolled up there. They weren't the best rolling job ever because they're a little full, but they were just fine. So you tuck in the ends and roll them up, and then back into the same skillet. I just keep rinsing it and wiping it out and using it over and over. I'm going to lay these seam side down in some hot oil. You don't want to go too hot because they can get away from you pretty quick and get too dark and browned. But you're going to just fry those up there just enough to get a good crisp on those tortillas. Now here is where things get interesting. This is barbecue sauce. So it's twice grilled barbecue burritos. So the idea is to grill your steak and to grill these instead of pan frying them. But it was 100 degrees outside and we opted to not grill anything on this day and stay in the cool. So here is the barbecue part for this barbecue burrito. So this is just some Sweet Baby Ray's. About half this little cup is, and then the other half is the Kinder's mild barbecue sauce. And you just brush your burritos very generously with the barbecue sauce. And so this is the side that's already been fried and is crisp. And once I turned it, I put the barbecue sauce on. I'm trying to get all over as best as I can. And then I'm going to turn the heat off, turn these over, and brush the other side. Now, they will start to stick to the pan a little bit once that barbecue kind of just starts warming up. It kind of caramelizes a little bit. That's okay. That's why I turn the heat off. I'm just letting that get warmed through while I brush the barbecue sauce very liberally on the other side. Now at Chi-Chi's, these were just served with some peppers and onions all along the side and on top. But I had some of the white queso. I buy the big container of it at Costco. And I thought, you know what, that is going to be amazing. Just drizzled on top of this. And it was. I just served some black beans and some Mexican rice alongside. And if you want some extra barbecue flavor, you could definitely heat some barbecue up and drizzle that even more than what you put on there. You could even put some on the inside. But this was exactly what we wanted. The flavors were amazing. Definitely give this one a try. I'll have the recipe linked down below. All right, this next meal I'm going to show you was actually Memorial Weekend on Memorial Day Monday. And so I decided that morning I was going to make us up a pasta salad, and James put some meat on the smoker. So I just went in my pantry, pulled out which pasta I thought looked the best for that day, and I decided on the Bowtie. I'm going to use this Ken's Steakhouse Greek dressing that I bought kind of with this in mind. And so I just boiled up my pasta, drained that, ran it under some cold water to stop the cooking process. And then I'm just going to get it here in my big storage bowl. I got a set of these at Walmart. I think it was last spring, 3 with 3 lids for $10. And I love them. They're so nice for these big summer salads. So all of my veggies are chopped and prepped. And also I have a just a portion of a boneless, skinless chicken breast that I chopped up. I wanted some chicken in this. I had bought some mozzarella pearls thinking I would put those in this dish, and then I decided to go a different way using that Greek dressing. So look how delicious this already looks with that shredded chicken, all of these delicious vegetables. Of course, you can use any vegetables that you like or you have on hand. I basically have this bowl bursting at the seams here in true Angie style, but this is probably the biggest bowl I have. So I like to make a big pasta salad. You can eat on it for several days. All right, so this is the Trader Joe's onion salt. I love that. That's my favorite seasoning from Trader Joe's. I just put a generous portion on there, and then I decided to add in some dill weed. I am not following a recipe. I am just cooking however I feel at the moment with this pasta salad. Not necessarily cooking, but just building this pasta salad. Just whatever I think sounds good. So in with the Greek dressing, that was probably about a half a cup or so, enough to kind of get it mixed around. I don't want to saturate it completely, but at the same time I don't want it dry. And then I do go back in and add some fresh dressing when it's time to serve. So I'm getting this all stirred around here as best I can, considering my bowl is very, very full. And then I'm going to add on a whole container of this feta cheese. This is what I decided to go for instead of the mozzarella pearls. I just thought the feta was going to be amazing in there, and I'm telling you, it was so good. Now just going in over the top with some fresh black pepper, and I'm going to get the lid on this thing and let this sit in the fridge today. We had a work day around the house that Monday, getting some stuff done outside and some stuff on our porch, doing some landscaping. So this was ready for when the meat came off the grill, and here it is off the smoker. We did leg quarters, James did, and some brats, and these were bacon cheddar brats, I believe. And we just served some Doritos there with it. I had some chili in the refrigerator that was already open, probably from some hot dogs prior. Put that over top of these brats with some little onion dices and some mustard. This was a perfect summer meal. Now, speaking of Doritos, what a perfect segue. These taco flavor Doritos, in my opinion, make the best taco salad. When my mom made taco salad, when I was growing up, it was always with these taco flavored Doritos, and the packaging is definitely the throwback packaging, which is fun. So you can't often find, or at least sometimes I can't find these taco flavored. So when I did, I knew I was going to pick those up and make a taco salad. So here I am just getting a pound of ground beef prepared in my skillet. I drained that all off and went in with just a little bit of salsa in the bottom of this jar. I just added some water to it. I love to empty out jars of things that I have in my fridge, if I can, in something that they can work with. So the salsa that was in the bottom of that jar is going to be perfect flavoring for these tacos, or for this taco salad rather. I also have some limes I am using up, so I'm just putting some fresh lime juice in as well, and I'm going to get that stirred around here together. I got my heat pretty low, and once I get this stirred together, I'm going to go in with just a little bit of salt, not too much, because I am using an envelope of taco seasoning on this day, which is rare. I usually just use all my own spices to make the flavor blend that we like, but I took a shortcut today with the taco seasoning, so I got that in there, and I'm just going to let this simmer together while I work on getting the rest of the components together for a taco salad. I think a taco salad is a really great summer meal as well. It's hearty and delicious, but yet you still have something in there that's cold and crispy and crunchy. And this was actually a grocery day for me, and so I knew I wanted something pretty simple to put together when I got home. So here's all the stuff we have out. We have just various sauces and sour creams and ranches, and I just chopped up some lettuce and some fresh white onion, have out our cheese selections, and we will just build this taco salad. apparently I make my taco salad the way I make my salad. I always put so much lettuce and veggies or toppings or whatever that it just gets bigger than I think it's going to be. And that's how this turned out as well. Oh my goodness, it was so delicious though. Alright, thanks so much for watching, guys. Come back for next week. I post at least 2 times a week here, grocery haul and what's for dinner. I'd love to have you for both, and sometimes I post other content in between. I would love to have you here. Thank you again for watching. I'll see y'all the next time.